Welcome to the Google Cloud Update for the week of November 26th, 2025. I'm your host, and we have a packed episode for you today, bursting with AI advancements, data pipeline improvements, and some key infrastructure updates. Today, we'll be diving into the next generation of AI hardware with the preview of TPU 7X. We'll also talk about a powerful new model from Anthropic, Claude Opus 4.5 landing in Vertex AI. On the data and analytics front, we've got some exciting news for Salesforce users with a new BigQuery Data Transfer Service feature. Plus, we'll cover updates to artifact registry and asset inventory. For our infrastructure and ops folks, we'll look at new features in GKE, Cloud Run, Cloud SQL, and Dataflow that are designed to make your applications faster and more resilient. And finally, we'll touch on some important updates for contact center, security management, and a heads up on an issue in Cloud Composer. Let's get into it. All right, let's kick things off with the world of artificial intelligence, because Google has been busy. The biggest news is the preview of TPU 7X. This is the first release from the Ironwood family, which is Google Cloud's 7th generation tensor processing unit. TPU 7X is built for large-scale AI training and inference, promising a big boost in performance and cost-effectiveness. If you're working with large language models, mixture of experts, or diffusion models, this is the hardware you've been waiting for. Sticking with AI, Model Garden in Vertex AI now includes Anthropic's Claude Opus 4.5. This is a very capable model, and having it directly accessible in the Vertex AI ecosystem is a fantastic addition for developers looking to build with the latest and greatest partner models. And there's more from the Gemini family. Gemini Enterprise users can now use a model called Nano Banana Pro in preview for image generation. Yes, you heard that right. Nano Banana Pro. Your admin just needs to enable it in the feature controls. Also, in Gemini Enterprise, you can now ask the assistant to save information as memories, allowing it to remember specific details for future conversations, which is incredibly useful. And for administrators, a new Agents page is in preview, giving you a centralized view of all agents available to your users. Rounding out our AI segment, let's talk Vertex AI Search. Natural language query filters are now generally available for structured data stores. This is so cool. It means a query like find a coffee shop serving banana bread can be automatically broken down into a search query for banana bread and a filter for the business type being a cafe. To fine-tune this, you can now also specify an allow list of fields to be used for this natural language filter extraction, preventing it from using internal or irrelevant fields. Next up, let's move into data and analytics, starting with BigQuery. For anyone who integrates with Salesforce, this one's for you. The BigQuery Data Transfer Service now supports incremental data transfers from Salesforce. This is in preview, and it's a game changer, meaning you no longer have to pull your entire data set every time. You can just sync the changes. Also now generally available in BigQuery, you can set a default project and data set for your SQLX pipelines, which really simplifies task configuration by applying these defaults to all tasks within the pipeline. And a quick note, an updated JDBC driver for BigQuery is also available. While we're talking about managing data assets, let's touch on a couple of related services. First, Artifact Registry now has a new function called Export Artifact, which lets you, as the name implies, export an artifact directly to a cloud storage bucket. And in Asset Inventory, new resource types for BigQuery sharing are now fully available through the APIs. These are analytics.googleapis.com/data-exchange and /listing. This makes it easier to track and manage your data sharing assets programmatically. Now, let's shift gears to infrastructure, starting with Google Kubernetes Engine, or GKE. Fast-starting nodes are now generally available in Autopilot. GKE will provision these nodes on a best effort basis for compatible workloads, which helps your pods get up and running much faster. We do have a couple of issue advisories for GKE. First, in 2 recent versions, ARM nodes using an Ubuntu image might incorrectly get a 64 kilobyte page size instead of the standard 4 kilobytes. The advice is to avoid those specific versions for Ubuntu ARM nodes. Second, GKE versions earlier than 1.32 don't support direct NFS volume mounts for NFS versions newer than 4.0. So if you're on an older version, your pods might fail to mount those volumes. The solutions are to either upgrade your clusters to GKE 1.32 or later, or configure your NFS volume to support older protocols. Check the release notes for the full details. Moving over to serverless with Cloud Run, we have 2 excellent new features in preview. You can now configure both HTTP and gRPC readiness probes for your services, giving you finer-grained control over traffic routing. And for high availability, you can now deploy a multi-region Cloud Run service with automated failover and failback for internal traffic, using a feature called Cloud Run Service Health. In the database world, Cloud SQL for MySQL 8 has a new preview feature to help prevent those dreaded out-of-memory events. You can now enable a manage buffer pool for MySQL 8.0 and later. When enabled, Cloud SQL will intelligently adjust the buffer pool size to free up memory when the instance is under pressure. And for our batch processing fans, Dataflow now supports speculative execution for batch pipelines. This is now generally available. It helps speed up your jobs by identifying slow-running tasks, or stragglers, and launching a redundant execution of them. Whichever one finishes first wins, and the others canceled. We do need to talk about an issue with Cloud Composer. Google discovered a problem that might impact metrics reporting in several recent Composer versions. To be safe, they have temporarily disabled the ability to create new environments or upgrade to these affected versions. If you're already on one, you can continue to use it, and a fix is in the works for all affected environments. And a quick location update. VMware Engine VE2 nodes are now available in the Dallas, Texas, North America region, which is US South 1B. Finally, let's cover a few updates in security and services. Policy Intelligence has a new Security Insights dashboard now in preview. This gives IAM administrators a single place in the Google Cloud Console to review and manage identity risks across their organization. In VPC service controls, there is now preview stage support for a new integration, Unified Maintenance. For those using sensitive data protection, the Korea NHI number infotype detector is now available in all regions, expanding its data discovery capabilities. And last but not least, we have a big pre-release announcement for Google Cloud's CCaaS, or Contact Center as a Service. Version 3.43 is on its way, and it's bringing some great features. The headline feature is an in-queue wait time virtual agent for call. This means a virtual agent can handle callers on hold, providing personalized interactive updates based on real-time events like estimated wait time or queue position before transferring to a live agent. The release also includes a new "exited" event for the Web SDK and a number of fixes for issues with call routing, markup rendering in chat, and other user interface bugs. And that's a wrap for this week's Google Cloud Update. From the raw power of the new TPU 7X and the intelligence of Claude Opus 4.5 Sonnet to practical improvements in BigQuery, GKE, and Cloud Run, there is a lot to explore. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week for another dose of Google Cloud news.